support, but I think it's something Cloud9 very rarely do. So by putting the Shaker, they automatically put pressure on the mid laner. Zeus a hero who generally farms fairly safely in mid lane, just casting Arc Lightning, but Shaker coming from an angle with a fissure can catch you off guard, get a couple of good ganks. When it comes to the mid-game situations, when you look at how Cloud9 play this lineup, they run in the Phoenix, or fly it in with Icarus Dive, throw Fire Spears and use Supernova, and then the enemy team has two choices. Either they destroy the egg or they run. And for destroying the egg, Earthshaker is actually a really good hero, because not for actually hitting the egg, but for allowing other heroes to do it. So he like blocks off the enemy team, you buy 2 seconds, you destroy the egg, and then you fight from there. It's a good like reset button for...
Yeah, he just bisects the fight, so nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Cloud9 are going to be pretty comfortable with what, at least this is probably the plan they had coming into this series, because they knew if IG are first pick, exactly what they want to ban out, and probably well knew that IG were going to first pick Sniper. So from their side of things, this is what they expected as far as the first 3 picks went. The Earthshaker maybe not something they knew was going to come their way, but I feel the Sniper into Phoenix Zeus was exactly according to the script for Cloud9.
Yeah, it's just a very standard opening in general for a lot of teams, the Sniper Earthshaker. We've seen it from VG Gaming as well, and Cloud9 now going to work on the second stage of the bans here. So for IG, there's a lot of options they could go. They need that Luo hero, most likely going to be 430 on the Sniper. So Burning's hero also out. And the second support, the Ancient Apparition you mentioned earlier, really goes well with Earthshaker in general, and could be a great pick-off hero together with the Sniper.
Yeah. Another good reason to save Luo's pick for later is you can leave the possibility of heroes like Broodmother coming into play, which Luo plays really well. It seems like just a good place to leave yourself open to different possibilities, whether you need that big initiator like an Axe for him, or if you can take the approach of having that really pesky Brood.
Well, we're going to see the tree ban here from Cloud9. Hero that IG doesn't run all that often.
Especially with an Earthshaker, it seems like Earthshaker
unless
plus
they're
3
expecting like an offlane Earthshaker, but don't see that too much from IG. IG are going to ban out the Phantom Lancer. Now this hero, on paper they have some tools for dealing with him, but he is just annoying more than anything. And well, that has been how Cloud9 were winning a lot of their games coming into this tournament. Lineups that are very good at spreading the map, finding pickoffs, split pushing, and does go well with the Zeus and any sort of +1 ganker. Cloud9, what do they want to ban here? Spear Breaker's out there. I don't know if they're worried about it, but he has been a dominant force so far for IG.
One thing that's interesting about Cloud9 is that, as Gods pointed out, they seem to not really care about what the enemy team picks against their Phoenix. A lot of teams will generally ban like something like a Skywrath Mage, maybe a Silencer, even in some cases to secure their Phoenix. Cloud9, take whatever you want.
And speaking of Silencer, it actually feels like a good Silencer game in general.
It's
great against Zeus and Lion, and also a hero that was extremely popular in the Chinese scene for about 2 to 3 weeks over the past month. I haven't seen him so much the past week or so, but...
I don't really like this Earthshaker Silencer support duo, though. That's not aggressive. That does nothing in the early game against Cloud9, who can roam around with the Lion and potentially another aggressive support. I feel like that's way too passive from IG as far as the early game goes.
Well, they could get that from their offlane, though. The Spirit Breaker fits in nicely with that, and you also have the Earthshaker Sniper duo. They can find kills.
It is true, though, that the synergy between Earthshaker and Silencer, like they have some decent damage between Fissure and Last Word, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Can you finish off the heroes with that? Now you can.
I think they're more likely to go for like the Lina for Chuan as far as the secondary support, or something even like a Rubik that can rotate. Cloud9 though, Bone 7, Batrider, imagine.
This is dirty. Zeus Lion with the lasso to set them up, and anyone who gets spot is going to be an easy kill.
So it really sucks playing Spirit Breaker when you're hit by Sticky Napalm.
Yes.
Turn rate owns this hero.
And there is the Silencer. All right.
We called it, guys.
We're so good.
So.
Well, this feels really good against the Batrider as well. If you get the global just right, can interrupt the chain of initiation. Obviously good against Phoenix in the laning stage. Is there any chance of a core Silencer for Burning, or is this definitely going to be a support?
More likely a support. I think they want a secondary carry with Sniper. Normally it's like a...
Troll is still out there. It's not really a hero we've seen that often. With the Troll Sniper for a while was all the rage, but it's fallen off a little bit.
The Silencer will definitely help against the Batrider. He's likely to get the lasso off, but if there's no follow-up damage from a Finger, from a Zeus, whoever gets lassoed is likely to survive that and be able to get out.
actually think Troll is perfectly fine if they wanted to go for it here. Cloud9 don't have the best solutions to it, and the way we've seen, so we saw Cloud9 against Vici Gaming, they almost managed to come back in that game where House Troll was like 10,000 net worth ahead of the second hero in the game.
It was like watching the old Naga.
But the way they did it was that they hex initiated, they used Supernova, they used Toss, like they drew out, they bought time and damaged him a lot over time. If you try to initiate here into this lineup, the counterplay from IG is way easier than it was for Vici Gaming in that game, where they had to rely on getting a good RP. This time you can land a decent fissure, you have shrapnel, you can charge in with like Spirit Breaker Silencer.
Troll's the pick. It's 100% win rate with Spirit Breaker and Sniper. You've got a big sample size of one match when all three heroes are picked together in StarLadder.
So he's got... Oh, okay, no, that's the Sniper win rate, I think. Wait.
That is the 2-hero win rate.
Oh, that's the 2-hero win rate.
So if you get Sniper and Spirit Breaker, it's 80%.
That's pretty damn good.
Troll Sniper is pretty low win
Troll
rate.
Sniper's 37.5. Yep, IG, they thought it was their turn to pick. And
well, at this point, I guess Cloud9 have first grabs of whatever's left. So at this point, what are you expecting from Envy? Troll, one of the big heroes there. Now you go somewhere different.
I'm a little bit surprised. I feel like IG's lineup actually could have dealt very well with Troll. They have plenty of good counters. Shaker, I think, is great. Spirit Breaker is great. Sniper is a good matchup.
Amazing.
Even Last Word for the disarm during the Global Silence can also be great. Like I feel like they had the tools, but you look at it from a different perspective, what else could be a problem?
I want to see like a Eternal Envy Terrorblade make its return here. Nagasaki.
That could be a problem.
It's the safer Terrorblade.
The better Terrorblade.
Yeah. Also, pretty good counter to the Global. Once you get your Manta Diffusal, you're going to get off your
I like Naga versus Sniper because you never actually have to fight into him. You can just send illusions at him. Yeah, they maybe can get brought down, but you can just split push, creep skip. There's never really you have to directly fight into the Sniper Earthshaker duo. Even the Spirit Breaker giving a lot of control. It's something where no girl carry can fight into that too well.
Do you know what hero would actually be cool here? I don't know how good it would be, but a Pugna for IG. Aghanim Scepter, Life Drain, remove Naga Illusions. Nether Ward against Lion, Zeus, Phoenix, and Batrider is actually great against all of them. Cloud9 don't have the best way of destroying the Nether Ward. And there's the
Great. There's our Pugna.
It would also be nice to take towers in for the early aggression, but like a Lycan pick is also very nice here. It shows that IG's game plan here is probably to put a lot of pressure early and just get rid of towers on the map before Eternal Envy gets that Radiance, so you have a big enough lead to not end up.
The counter push isn't very good on the Cloud9 side either.
No, it's a nice Lycan pick, I think.
Well, with
also doesn't care about being hexed by Lion, he just runs away if he's in ulti form.
Yeah, that's it. They do have the lasso, the Naga net.
Lasso's good.
Song's pretty good against Lycan in general. This could be a very... I feel like it could be one of those games where we see Cloud9 just looking to spread the map, IG looking to take some objectives, and for the most part, they'll do the same thing. And I feel like that's a little more comfortable for Cloud9 once you get past the early game with the Zeus Batrider, absolute comfort picks for this team, and the Misery Lion, who's been a big playmaker as well. I'm personally liking this Cloud9 draft a lot.
I think both drafts are actually really good, and none of them really, like, in their own right, they're good, and none of them really counters the other, so this could be a very close game one.
All right, well, with that said, we're getting ready to hand it off to our commentators, guys. Predictions for this game and for the series. Gods?
Ooh, I think if it goes longer than 30 minutes, I think Cloud9 have it, but that's getting there is going to be the hard part.
Is it going to go longer than 30 minutes?
I think IG have this.
If it goes longer
maybe
than
35.
If it goes longer than 1 hour, I think Cloud9 have this. So I'm going to say IG. I actually think IG are still strong enough to deal with this Cloud9 draft quite a bit of the way, but it could be a close game the whole way.
All right, well, you heard it here first, folks. And with that, we hand it off to our commentators. Zyori and Purge, take it away.
All right, game number 1 of our lower bracket finals, Cloud9 versus IG. Ready to get started. Purge, my man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Excited to watch the game here. It should be very good. All the games today are going to be amazing.
Absolutely. This is do or die time. The winner of this has Vici Gaming waiting them in a best of 5 winner bracket finals. It's all on the line here. What are you thinking about these drafts?
I actually really like the C9 draft here. I feel like they have a lot of very good disables. It's going to come down to how good the global silences are. So I think a lot of this is going to rest on faith and probably some vision control as well. They can do some scouting with Lycan Wolves and things like that if they can predict C9 coming in and they can initiate first. It could be a big team fight win. If they do that enough, it's going to be a victory. But like Gods, I believe, said, if it goes past 30 minutes, it's looking really good for C9.
Yeah, that Naga Siren will undoubtedly hit critical mass if Cloud9 has enough time to get there. So let's take a look at how these lanes will settle down. Radiant side will have Bone 7 on the Bat Rider. Looks like he'll be headed to the off lane. Fata on the Zeus. He'll be headed mid. Then it's a safe lane try. Envy on his Naga Siren. Big Daddy on the Phoenix. And that leaves us with Misery on his Lion, a hero he's found a lot of success with recently.
Yeah, so they do deward the first Observer Ward that was placed by IG in the off lane, so that'll be pretty significant. Might be a bit of a harder time for Spirit Breaker, but he did get an Earthshaker block, so his chances of getting experience are decent here.
And Dire side, Ferrari 430 will be mid here on the Sniper. Already giving himself another set of tangos with the Courier. Chuan on the Earthshaker. Blocked for the bottom lane, already rotating mid. And Luo on his Spirit Breaker. I feel like a hero-player combination that needs no introduction in this event. He has been a madman, and we'll see if he can do it again here. But like you mentioned, this off lane will be a little more difficult than perhaps he's used to without any kind of vision.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be super easy for him. Bone 7 in the offlane is already getting a bit of experience due to the fact that Earthshaker's been roaming around a bit. As you can see his position, he is going to spot out the Courier, but he's a little too, maybe not. He's looking at it.
He wants it.
Ooh, this is a bottle on the Courier. It's really slow. He could definitely kill this if he finds it, but he's going to send it back the safe way.
Great pathing from Fata.
Going to kill some of Chuan's.
Meanwhile, Luo taking a fair bit of damage here in the off lane. He hasn't skilled anything yet. Will grab the charge of darkness. And
he's going to have another stun in a second.
Cross.
Here it comes.
It's a close call, but Luo makes it out. No first
close.
blood drawn quite yet. Yeah, definitely a bit close for comfort there. Chuan still looking for this Courier, but won't find it.
He actually doesn't have a salve on Spirit Breaker here, so 2 tangos left. He's going to be not maxed out. He's actually getting zoned pretty well here. He does say level 2 though, so that'll give him a level of bash as well as charge, but you know, not the easiest lane for Spirit Breaker here.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Faith in a bit of trouble here. 4 stacks of the sticky. This could well be your first blood. It's Bone 7. Well done. Solo offlaner picking up the first blood. A dream start for him.
I mean, look at the lane setup. It's a Silencer and a Lycan. Neither of those heroes can stop Bat Rider from moving. All they can do is silence Bat, but at most that stops his napalms from continuing. There's very, very little they can do there. It's not too unexpected that Bone 7 got that kill due to the lane matchups, but a huge kill for him. He's going to shift in the jungle. He's already got 800 gold. We have a gank on the mid lane as well, possibly. We'll see how that turns out.
Or doesn't.
Or doesn't. He'll just be like, just going to go somewhere else. He's only level 1. He's about to hit level 2. Does pick up 2. They could maybe go for it now, but I'm sure Fata's mana's too low. Yeah, so that's it.
How does this influence the build trajectory here for Bat Rider? He'll have to start getting some stacks going in the jungle. So far, just Brown Boots. Hasn't committed to Tranquils or a bottle. Any viability in just rushing the Blink Dagger, or do you think he'll just stick with a standard build?
I mean, that's first blood. That's over 400 gold here picked up for him. He's already halfway to the Blink Dagger at 3 minutes. It's super early. He's going to have some mana problems, though. Maybe it's better if he grabs a bottle now. We'll see if they're... No, he didn't spend his money yet. I was wondering if he'd bring one on the Courier, but he's going to have to get... Yeah, he does get 1 bottle charge from Fata here, which will accelerate him. If he can skip the bottle, he can get the first gank off much, much earlier, and that could give him a huge advantage, because against C9, if they get ahead this game, the game is going to go crazy. So maybe setting up a kill for Fata on the mid lane is going to do huge amounts, since that is a lot of IG's carry potential.
Yeah, quite possibly. Envy getting some decent farm in this bottom lane, but now in the mid, Fata going to find himself in a world of hurt. Shrapnel starting things off, but Luo charging across the map. Vision to help break things up as Misery TP's in. Ferrari the one taking a lot of damage. He'll stay alive, but nope, ends up dying. They trade 1 for 1. Luo wants to man up under a tower, but oh, the attack speed's slow. He just couldn't swing that lantern fast enough. It's a 2 for 1. Cloud9 finding the advantage.
Man, I really thought Sniper was going to get away there, but Fata committed to it and he got the kill. That was really big. So that was great, considering that was IG's first gank, and this is reminding me a little bit of the game last night, actually, where IG played Vici Gaming, where the dives just didn't quite work, and if they don't, Spirit Breaker's not going to be a very useful hero. So I feel like players are really adapting towards playing against that hero. They're thinking about it constantly. Oh, there could be a charge, there could be a charge, get a TP. And the TP supports completely helped there, and it got him a big advantage.
Up top, Burning, taking some damage from Bone 7, but there is support nearby. Now Bone 7 in some trouble. On the other side, Misery and Chuang kind of duking it out. Charge across the map onto Bone 7. Firefly still on. He wants to make it to the low ground. In comes the Space Cow, and that could be the end of him. On the other side, Faith gets finished off. What a time for a bash, and it's not enough. A 1 for 1 so far, but now Misery getting chased into the Tier 1 tower. Stun on 2, even stops the Wolves. Luo, he's a madman. He still wants it. Charge coming off cooldown. He'll hit him with the stun, and that's a kill. Burning getting credit for it.
If it doesn't work at the beginning, just keep on charging and eventually you'll grab some kills. A very early pointed empowering haste as well from the Spirit Breaker. I kind of like this because they do have a lot of chasing heroes and weak disable, so in some ways I do like this early level, but a lot of Spirit Breakers will just skip it entirely until level 9, level 10, something like that.
Yeah. Now, all the while, we can't forget about Envy being very quiet in this bottom lane. Both him and Burning getting fairly uncontested farm, and soon to be level 6 on both sides of the coin. Envy actually just a little bit ahead of Burning. Bone 7 did go back to the bottle here, Purge, and it looks like he may just grab Tranquils. He's picked up that Ring of Protection and not going for the ultra-fast Blink Dagger that we had been theory crafting.
Yeah, he could have just jungled the rest of the game, but I mean, again, we talked about how good the lane was for his advantage. It's a silencer and a Lycan. He can pressure this, so while he could have just sat in the jungle, it makes a lot of sense as well. Just grab bottle, grab the Ring of Protection. You need armor against the wolves, and then just do your best to contest that lane. You can potentially kill Burning here, and that's what keeps happening. We keep seeing rotations to pressure the top lane.
Burning's still farming pretty nicely, though. Has his power treads, Ring of Basilius, and probably looking towards that Vladimir's offering to open up some Roche possibilities, perhaps a medallion as well with that next Sage's Mask. Chuan, he's had a little bit of a slow start on this Earthshaker. Picked up 2 assists already, but only level 2. I believe the lowest in the game. Yes, indeed he is. Back towards the mid lane, though. Charge onto Fada. Assassinate gets queued up. Shrapnel's raining down from the skies. It's a kill on the Zeus.
He was 1 HP from living there. He had 255 before the assassinate hit him. I guess the shrapnel was likely to finish him off, but really nice gank there. He did stop the charge, but it still made things so difficult. Now charge on top. Bone 7 knows about it. Flame Break's going to break it again. They're doing a good job stopping the Spirit Breaker charge, but they're still losing a couple too many heroes here.
Yeah, Chuan almost close enough to get that fissure and maybe still find a kill on Bone 7, but even just putting this pressure on him, forcing him to rotate from jungle to lane and back again, slowing down this blink timing quite a bit, and very far away. Does he have some stacks to retreat to? Doesn't look like he has too many. Does have one big one, but outside of that, we'll see what kind of a blink timing he's looking at.
I mean, it's about to be really good because this large camp is getting stacked. That's like a 4 or 5 stack here, plus the medium camp almost got stacked, and the other large camp just got stacked. So really good that C9 is prioritizing doing those stacks because he is going to be able to still get a pretty fast blink dagger here.
Smoke rotation from IG, revealed by Misery. Stun on 2, that'll stop him dead in their tracks. He'll head back to safety, but all the while Burning, laying into this tier 1 tower in the top lane. The push is beginning, Purge. And it looks like Cloud9 will sacrifice this tier 1 tower up top. One of the least strategic towers on the map. Not surprised to see them let it fall, but good timing on this push from IG.
It is going to hurt their levels a little bit. Misery especially is probably after this tower fall, so probably sap top or last hit top, but it's scary because of the Spirit Breaker. They have to be really careful about this. I mean, the jungle is still going really well, and Phoenix is level 6, but I don't know. It's not looking amazing for C9, but it's going okay. Again, their late game is good. We haven't seen Eternal Envy get pressured at all yet. He's got 2,200 gold, and he definitely has Song of the Siren, so ganking him's pretty tough. They're going to have to pop Global Silence for that, and if we look at Silencer, he's only level 3, so he doesn't have any threat to him for a very, very long time here.
Both supports on IG a bit under-leveled. Chuan, he's still sitting at level 2, not even close to 3. This is the dream for Envy. If you can get away with this kind of a greedy build, Round Boots Basilius, this is the bare bones. If you can get a relic off this, that's ideal, I think.
Yep, and it's not even that greedy either. The only thing he's really shaving off here is maybe a Poor Man's Shield versus a Stout Shield and getting a Wraith Band to make an Aquila. It's not that greedy.
We have seen Envy go for the Arcane Boots, actually, which is something a little bit different over the bottle, so we can spam a bit more. I don't know if its ability still does what he used to. Yeah, it goes into the Supernova.
It's gonna be close.
He lives on 40 HP.
That would have been a huge kill for No-Tel. He's in a bit of trouble, but he can easily dive out of this. Doesn't have much threat here.
And more rotations coming in. Fissure stuns on 3 as Bone 7 joins the party.
Burning an ulti this one. He might actually die. Does he have Zeus ult? He doesn't. 70-second cooldown. Ooh, that was really uncharacteristic of Burning here.
Yeah, that was just a misplay.
Because he misread what his team was going to do. He thought the charge was going to come in, but he actually canceled the charge. So I guess he does get to run all the way back home with it. So it's not complete waste. He was low on HP anyways.
No, if he dies there, that hurts quite a bit. But just wasted ultimate, not the end of the world. There's your Vladimir's offering up on the Lycan. So now Roche becoming an option at least if the timing feels right. Faith getting some alone time in the top lane. Desperately looking for level 6, as you mentioned. Going to be the key ultimate to try and lock down this Naga whenever it is that IG decide to put some pressure Envy's way. How's that progression towards the Relic going? 3k gold, not too far off, Purge.
So charge coming in on top on Misery here. It is going to bash No-Tail, I believe. He's level 5, and here comes. They're going to spot it. They should be able to stop this. No Misery, maybe not paying attention. They see it now.
Yeah, Luo cancels it, anticipates the stun that would have been coming perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have gotten him there.
Icarus dive across, Whoa. Fire Spirits, one clips Luo. Not too much damage though.
Maybe just giving them some space, saying maybe we can lower the Spirit Breaker HP. This gives Lion a better shot of getting last hits and give us some space on the map. Because No-Tail wasn't going to actually try to go for a kill there without Supernova. He really needs the damage for that to pay off. So, and how's Bone 7 doing? 1900 gold, and most importantly, he just grabbed a haste rune.
Yes, exactly right. A very scary rune to have in the hands of the Bat Rider. Haven't seen a lasso yet, but some kill potential coming out. Fata getting some decent space in the mid lane as well. His CS solid, 44-0. Arcane Boots and Soul Ring out. Good start for the Zeus as well. Even though he's died once, still finding good experience.
This is looking really good for C9 though. If we look at the gold graph, it's just upwards and upwards and upwards. They're definitely out farming the map here. I mean, IG's supports are still pretty underleveled, and their offlane hero, which is Spirit Breaker, he's level 6 and he's been roaming a lot, but he's only got moderate things done. He's only got 8 CS. He's really more of a ganking hero, and the other two are an Earthshaker and a Silencer, neither of which can really farm that well. Now, Faith has been getting last hits in his lane, but he's channeling these into Observer Wards and Sentries, so really you only have 2 heroes on IG that are seriously farming. They are going to be able to snag Roshan at least, but I mean, that's just going to make a dent in the gold farm that C9 is doing, and most importantly, we've got relic money on Naga Sirens, so it's looking really bad for IG, I think.
I think Cloud9 very happy to trade away the Roche at a fairly standard timing, 11 minutes for a Lycan. If it means that Envy gets uncontested farm, and like you said, very close to the Radiance now, and this is... I mean, what's your ideal Radiance timing? What's about the fastest possible?
17, well, it's not the fastest possible, but the expected is 17, 18 minutes.
17, 18,
like, he's going to get this at like 14 minutes or something crazy. And then what does Silencer do against Naga Illusions with Radiance? He dies in 15,
that's what happens.
It's 15 seconds, you burn down. It's a huge percentage of his HP at this point. Even Chuan, he's got 663 HP, and the burn does 50 damage per second. That's like 20 seconds tops until he dies.
Well, push continues for IG down in the bottom lane. They'll pressure this Tier 1 tower. Glyph, not available. And there's your lasso from Bone 7. Goes in on the Burning, trying to lock him in place, but the Fissure, as you mentioned, breaking the fight up. And now it's Cloud9 on the back foot. Supernova comes out to reset things, but do they have the damage? Finger onto Luo. The Supernova will not go through. Gets finished off, but Burning's already gone down. Silencer as well. Spirit Breaker fall, and Bone 7 lives through the assassinate. It's a 1 for 3 with Cloud9 coming out big. All the while, Envy split pushing mid, still getting a lot of farm. Relic in the inventory. He'll claim a Tier 1 tower off this.
That was completely worth it for C9. Even though they did lose their tower, they don't even have to worry because they already have the Relic. And the fight actually turned out well. That was with Global Silence. Now, No-Tail wasn't able to use his Fire Spirits before he Supernovaed, but that's because he got hit with Global and then immediately followed up with the last word. So if he didn't use his spell, his one spell there on Supernova, he was definitely going to die. So even though his egg broke, he made the best decision there possible, and it turned into a 3-kill streak. So that worked out really well for C9.
All right, great first lasso from Bone 7, 3-1-2 now on the Bat Rider. Good showing from him thus far. What's the play for IG here? They've tried to get aggressive, they've taken Roche already, pushing towers, but they just keep falling further and further behind. Is the play to continue shoving into these towers, or wait until they get their next round of core items? There's a Mask of Madness up on the Sniper.
I guess they are just trying to open the map, because when there is a Radiance up, it becomes very hard to counter push. So the important thing to do is maybe kill the Naga instead. If they kill the towers, the smoke gank lanes are more open. So maybe this is why they're pushing so hard on towers, and it is their draft. They have a Lycan. They have to try to pressure buildings if possible, and they're doing a good job at that, and it will open the map. So maybe that's what they're looking to do.
Well, they are grouped up about the mid lane. Pretty decent ward coverage here in this area, but there's your Radiance, the official timing before 14 minutes. That is the dream. It really is.
So let's see how they deal with the first solutions, okay? Running after Ferrari. Ferrari's hitting it. It's about 5 hits, but he's going to take at least 100 damage here. A second illusion comes in. They might just kill Ferrari here.
Side, Fata, he's in some trouble. Luo charges another strike. Zeus, the first one to go down. The 8 comes out, but Luo, he's in deep. Burning, he's lost, or pardon me, Ferrari lost the Aegis. He comes back to life. Now Envy on the run, gets the Song of the Siren off. Silencer falls on the backside. It looks like Envy will live. Burning in the ultimate form, forced to run away. And another fight that does not go the way of IG. A 1 for 2, but they lose their Aegis as well.
those illusion burns just wrecked all of IG's backline. The Aegis dead, just from Zeus ultimate and Naga illusions. Even Chuan almost died, but because Envy was focused on, he mismicroed a bit, and Earthshaker got away with like 60 HP. It was literally half a second of burn tick. Like, this is one of the fastest Radiances I've ever seen, and though the illusions are a bit low in HP right now, it is such a huge threat.
And now Envy can just start working towards that next kit of movement speed, probably the BOTs, Yasha on the horizon, and then moving into those HP-based builds. Burning, lacking on item progression. Looks like Necronomicon will be his choice. Pretty standard build on the Lycan. Belt of Strength already in tow, but his farm actually still #1 on net worth. Is there something hiding on the Courier? Yeah, he's got that Staff of Wizardry. So item progression not too bad for Burning, even though it feels like his impact has been a bit lackluster.
So we'll see what Naga goes for next in terms of item build. He's immediately moving to the enemy jungle here, which is a really smart place to go. The enemies won't expect you there. We do see IG moving into a lot of enemy jungles in most games, and there's probably nobody farming these, so he sends one illusion to each camp. This is the fastest way that he can get levels and experience right now, and what he really needs to do is grab BOTs and then tank up a little bit, or maybe go tanky first. We'll see what he ends up going for.
Is it advantageous to skip the BOTs as your second item? I've always been told that the movement speed is kind of a key thing for Naga to really turbo farm.
It is, but the Radiance is so early here that I'd almost wonder if you don't need the movement speed to gank on the mid lane now.
Lone 7 in some trouble. Nether Strike gets queued up, and there's just too much damage. The Lone Bat Rider gets taken out by all 5 of IG, and they'll now pressure this Tier 1 tower mid. All the while up top, though, still some pushing from Envy. Looks like they will back out. Glyph has been used by the Radiant, and this Tier 1 mid is due.
So basically, the reason you want the fast boots to travel on Naga Siren illusions is that you can run them away from opponents, you can split creeps, you can kill creep waves, things like that, and it gets you from place to place really rapidly. But he got it so early that the enemy team's damage is actually really weak. Despite these illusions having no HP, they're actually kind of hard to kill right now. So I almost wonder if he grabbed like a fast vitality booster or something like that, that it might actually really help him in terms of keeping them alive and might result in higher overall damage in the team fight. But it's probably a lot safer just to go for the boots of travel, just because it'll increase his farm rate much more than an HP item would.
Yeah. Now the Necronomicon completed onto Burning, so a little more pushing prowess on the side of IG, and your Force Staff coming out from Bone 7. A core kit on the Bat Rider, of course, now can initiate and isolate whoever it is that's trapped inside of the lasso. Nice aggressive wards from IG here, giving them some intel to try and stay aggressive wherever possible. Luo doing what he does best, getting intel for the team, spamming out that charge, but he cancels it early, just to make sure IG have tabs on these C9 heroes.
So one wasted smoke. Great observer ward. They read C9's movement. As soon as the smoke happened, they all backed off, and they did have a dire ward here that they used to spot that. So one smoke down, C9 will push up. They still have illusions, of course. No new items on Naga Siren, but he's almost got his BOTs, 151 CS for him. He is now the highest net worth, and we're unlikely to see that change for the rest of the game.
Here we go. Bone 7 grabs Luo with the lasso. Burning, channels the ulti form. Global Silence comes out, but the follow-up just isn't there. Luo completely isolated on the low ground, will fall. Fata goes down, but gets off the ulti to finish off Burning before he goes down. The Supernova will be completed. Big Daddy stays alive. Icarus dive across. Now Chuan and Faith in a world of hurt. Chuan drops the Echo Slam, but it's not enough to stay alive. A 1 for 3 thus far, and they're in hot pursuit. They want Faith. Bone 7 has a blink in 3, and they won't dive past the Tier 2. Still a great fight for Cloud9, and a big gain there.
And it was really hard to read that fight because of the global silence. I wonder how much that impacted, like knowing when the Supernova was for a timer, for example, because it had one hit left on it, and Ferrari decided to back off with the sniper. I almost think he